What's up, everybody? Welcome to Podcast Now. I'm Alex, and in this video, I didn't want to do something like this, but I thought this could be fun. It's been a while since we talked about the hate campaign for Hogwarts Legacy, the boycotting campaign, and I got sent this in an email from Horcrux. I don't know what their real name is, but that should suffice. And this is a Horcrux. I mean, this tortures me. This could outright kill me. And so I guess I want to thank them for the torture that we're about to endure. This is, without a doubt, I truly believe this. I mean, Kotaku writes some god-awful articles, GameSpot, but they still have some sort of journalistic integrity, just a little, like 1%. I'm not talking like Kotaku's some, a great site at all, because it's not. But this site is from an unknown. I'm not going to say the person's name. We will say the site, though. It's Open Democracy. Seems pretty fitting that then they destroy that you can't have your beliefs, you can't have your wants, you can only have theirs. That's obviously what that title probably means. But this article is one of the worst things I've ever read in my life. I'm not going to read the whole thing because I will go literally insane. So I'm going to read some of like the cliff notes and we'll go through them. But it's kind of broken down into 3 reasons why you shouldn't buy Hogwarts Legacy, and it basically touches upon J.K. Rowling. She's a big part of it. Troy, our good friend Troy, who, when I'm recording this, it's before I interview him live on the channel. When you guys see this, it's after. Obviously, he's already been on the channel once, so this person despises Troy, hates his guts. So that's pretty funny to me. And then it of course goes after fans, right? That we feel guilty and that we shouldn't get the game and stuff like that. It's quite a whirlwind. So let's kind of go through some of, again, like the highlights of the article. So they talk about, the opening, setting the scene. Then they say some of its would-be players will blame cancel culture or purity politics for the guilt they're grappling with. Some will cry, let people enjoy things, but maybe they should let people hate things which make a mockery of them. Hogwarts Legacy is developed by Avalanche Software and is published by Warner Bros. Now that Rowling has taken that place of Katie Hopkins as the country's most public reactionary, it's curious that Warner Bros. Would make the decision to use her IP. They, of course, she says that obviously J.K. Rowling has no direct involvement, so she throws in that FAQ from them, but they basically say that doesn't matter. This is hardly reassuring. The same may be said of the vague statement made by Warner Bros. Then she goes on to basically say, well, they can't possibly have an inclusive culture and to foster empathy because they side with J.K. Rowling. And then she goes into the J.K. Rowling stuff. But then she goes into Troy. Warner Bros.' decision to press ahead with the game is even more curious given the behavior of Hogwarts Legacy's now retired senior producer, at least they got that right, Troy, in his videos on YouTube. He describes the Me Too movement as a moral panic and defends Pixar boss John Lasseter, who has been accused of certain things. His videos also defend Gamergate, a reactionary movement encouraging, certain things, again, of marginalized groups. He claimed that Warner Bros. Is aware of his channel and his views and that there's been no pressure on him. Warner Bros. Has not publicly responded to this. Why not? What happened to the responsibility to foster empathy? Yada, yada, yada. They go into, as she says, reset era, banned all discussion of the game. This is a uniquely awful situation where both the creator of the IP and a senior producer on the game have unpented certain views. Oh, my dear God. This is before we examine the content of the game, which based on previews we've had, looks horrendous. This is maybe the biggest hot take of the entire article. This is before we examine the content of the game, which based on the previews we've had, looks horrendous. I'm coming back to that. Then they basically go into the tropes, the goblin, a well-known, going into Jewish culture and certain historical figures. I really got to be careful of the words I say here, guys. But they basically go into that. They talk about the villain, Ranrock, right? His only spoken line is about kidnapping the main playable character, a 15-year-old child, which also obviously they have to connect to certain things in history, and then they go back to J.K. Rowling. Then they talk about pirating. I really like this part. They go into say, like, if you're gonna pirate it, if you need to announce in public forums that you'll pirate or even buy the game, you're looking for validation for what you already know to be a bad decision, and you're uncomfortable with the guilt. It's an unprovoked confession. I didn't need to know. You didn't have to tell me. You're also saying, in effect, that the readily available comments on the issue by people actually affected by it don't matter to you, and that your enjoyment of a poor piece of media with horrendous content and creators is more important than anything you're being entertained by vile stereotypes or whose pockets you're filling. If this isn't reason enough for someone to pass on Hogwarts Legacy, it's clear to me they can't be reasoned with. All right, I'm done. This person needs to step outside. This person needs to see a little light. And look, by the way, I actually hate outside. I don't like the sunlight. My perfect temperature inside is probably like a crisp 67. Outside, I really hate the temperature as if it goes above 80. Humidity kills me. So I'm saying this from a person who hates the outdoors and doesn't really want to see people. I stay inside. This person needs to experience life a little bit. This is absolutely pathetic. So again, there's a couple sticking points, right? J.K. Rowling is one. Well, J.K. Rowling's got nothing to do with the game, right? Then you have Troy, who clearly this person, I mean, it would have been nice if they like asked Troy to elaborate on what he's meant, because, you know, he's talked about it. He comes across as one of the most open and kind of like gracious people in the gaming industry I've ever seen in terms of respecting differences of opinions, which you do not find almost anywhere. Really, the gaming industry is just one massive group of people that think all the same and really don't like you if you think differently. Troy is in fact different, and I guess I can only base it off the times that I've talked to him, and of course watching his videos and stuff, but this person obviously doesn't know who Troy is, like, whatsoever. So to base everything on Troy and then say, well, you know, Warner Bros. Knew about it, so what you're telling me is you want Warner Bros. To police every single one of the employees' statements. So what if the employee says something very, not even that Troy is all that right in terms of the politics, left and right, what if they say something really far left? Is that okay? Well, of course it's okay, because this person would be far left, so of course they would be okay with Warner Bros. Basically dictating, oh, you can say, it's kind of like a Star Wars thing. You can say whatever you want as long as it's one-sided. As long as the hive mind at the top. And by the way, it doesn't matter if you like or dislike or believe or don't believe like what these people are actually saying. The point is, what they say, right, is that, oh, you're allowed to speak your mind, you're allowed to be, you know, your own self, but only if you're the right own self, only if you're the right kind of person. Because if you express yourself and you don't align with everything we believe in, well, you're not the right kind of person. Therefore, you have no right to say anything. And that's not exactly what you just said 5 seconds ago, but of course you're only talking about the people in your circle. I hate those kind of people. And this person is 100% a representative of that kind of thing, right? So you have the Troy thing. The pirating, like, who's even saying that? I really, and we talked about this, you know, when Hogwarts Legacy showed that state of play, there was that campaign that went online of the moral conundrum of supporting Hogwarts Legacy. It's pretty easy. Let me explain it for you, and let me explain it to the idiots online that write those articles. If you want to buy the game, you buy the game. It's your money. You do with the money that what you want to do. If you don't want to buy the game, you don't buy it. Why is it that, you know, with Star Wars and with other, like, Marvel, you know, when somebody doesn't like the show, say like Obi-Wan, and you'll see things online, or Miss Marvel, and you'll see things online where it's like, why can't you just let people enjoy the show? Why do you have to, like, say anything critical? Now, I hate that kind of thing too, right? Hating just to hate is a different story. But if you're, like, providing criticism and then you get talked to on Twitter saying, you know, I really don't think it's even necessary to provide criticism. Why can't you just let the person enjoy it? There's flaws with that in the first place. But where is that line of thinking with this? It's the exact same thing. Let people enjoy the game. Is the game actually hurting anybody? No. You can make all the references to the 1930s and 40s all day. You can do it all day and night. You can jump up and down the street. You may get, like, eggs thrown at you, by the way, if you do this. But, you know, you can hop up and down your condo complex, all that stuff, with a sign that says, oh, the trolls or the goblins in Hogwarts Legacy represent. You can do that all day long. But ultimately, it's going to get you nowhere, because ultimately, people don't care. See, the thing is, these people want it to be a bigger deal. They want you to think they're literally comparing it to this. And also, not just that. Not just is the game literally a representation of that. No. It's more. If you buy the game, you now take on all of the things that the game believes in. So you're saying the game believes in all this stuff and is comparing itself to all this stuff. And then if you buy the game, you are adopting all of the beliefs. It's the same thing they do with politics. It's the same thing they do with everything in life. If you follow a politician, in case you didn't know this, that means you are basically them. Did you know that? That means you believe in every single thing they believe in, and not a single thing do you disagree with. That's what I heard. That's what they say. If you follow somebody or you like a tweet, oh, God forbid, you liked the tweet, well, you know what that means, right? That means you like all the tweets, because that's what you did. Oh, wait, you didn't, but, well, you liked one tweet. You liked one tweet. That means you like the rest, because you like that creator. That doesn't, and again, what does that push? All or nothing. So like I said, right, going back to the beginning, these rules only apply in some situations. You can be yourself, you can express yourself, you can do whatever you want, but only if you're on the right side of history. And by right, I technically mean left, right? That's all it means. And again, it doesn't mean that there's not good or bad ideas on either side. Or like, I'm not picking sides. This is not a stupid political thing. Ultimately, though, is you do what you want to do. That's it. Believe what you want to believe, buy what you want to buy, don't buy what you want to buy, but you can't use these arguments and then suddenly like cut yourself short when you're this person. You just can't. I mean, it's a joke, the kind of mental gymnastics these people try to go through. It doesn't work. It literally doesn't work. You can't tell people to be themselves and all this stuff and then say, well, because they don't police Troy, that clearly means, again, oh, you know what that means? Means Warner Bros. Adopts all of his ideas. Oh, Warner Bros. Is doing a Hogwarts game. That means Warner Bros. Believes in everything J.K. Rowling believes in. I'm sorry, is J.K. Rowling Warner Bros. Or is Warner Bros. Warner? Is J.K. Rowling Troy? Or is Troy? Like, you have to decide where you stand. And these arguments, because they are so dumb, and like you have to be some of the dumbest people and the most narrow-minded people on planet Earth to believe this stuff, they are so easily broken down by any kind of logic. Any of the things I just said completely destroy what this article, any part of this article, just destroys it. But they literally don't think like this because they're so into their ideology, it becomes them. Also, they probably have a little bit of stupidity in them, and that also consumes them as well. Or maybe a lot of stupidity. It depends on the person. It's a joke. But I haven't seen anybody really say about the pirating thing. I saw people say, well, I don't know about Hogwarts Legacy. And by people, by the way, I mean journalists. Average Joes on the side of the road and, that live and just do their own thing, that watch these videos, that watch the trailer, by the way, on PlayStation, which is like the second highest viewed video of all time, or, whatever it is. These videos that are getting more views than ever, okay, more than any game, including some of the biggest games on planet Earth, like a Spider-Man PS4. Hogwarts is beating it, okay? So what they're basically saying is all of those people, number one, are very, very bad people, or they're just very, well, as this person said, they like what they like so much that they accept that the people that get hurt by this stuff, I mean, I don't know if you know this, people are getting executed on the side of the road because of this game. That's breaking news. I don't know if you guys knew that. And because we are ignoring that, we're as evil as the people doing it. Oh, that doesn't happen, right? I forgot. Sorry. Like, it doesn't make sense. But these people live in fantasy land. These people live in kind of a warped dimension of Hogwarts. That's what the wizarding world. Imagine it, but imagine like everything is truly like, well, Voldemort like obviously made the world pretty awful, but like imagine just like the worst society humanly possible, and that's the society that these people live in. And actually, they're the ones who caused it, and they actually rule it. So, thank you for making me read it. I'm done talking about it. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Make sure you guys are subscribed, bell icon turned on so you know all these videos go up. Please don't talk to this person. In fact, don't search this out. I already gave them one click. I'm going to take the screenshot, show it. This is like post-editing, right? Take the screenshot, show it to you guys in this video. Don't give them a click. Don't give them any money whatsoever. Don't talk to this person. Best to just laugh at them here and ignore them and pretend they don't exist everywhere else. Okay? Thank you for watching. See you all in the next video.